All right, guys. Well, I'm back today with 5 reasons why you shouldn't buy a Quartz watch. Now, don't worry. We're going to do 5 reasons to buy one. And we're also going to do this with automatic watches. But I thought this would be a fun thought experiment to really get my feelings out there on all of the pros and cons of Quartz and automatic watches. And on the chopping block first are Quartz watches. Here are 5 reasons not to buy one. The first one is the ticking. Guys, you can hear a Quartz watch tick, especially a Timex. A lot of the Timex Weekenders or Expeditions, you can hear them ticking away. And sometimes in a quiet office when I was working my engineering job or sitting here in my editing studio, you can just hear a Timex ticking. Even when I put it in the drawer, sometimes you can still hear it ticking. And a lot of times that drives me crazy. Let me know if it drives you crazy as well, or you think I'm insane. Now, this is one of those $10 Quartz watches that I picked up on Amazon, and surprisingly, the ticking is not quite as bad as the Timex, but you can still hear it. But there's exceptions to every rules, like the Citizen Eco Drive. This is a quiet running watch, and I really believe that has a lot to do with the quality of the Eco Drive solar-powered movement, as well as the case construction. This thing is built like a tank, really dampening the sound, so you can get away with a quiet running Quartz watch, but you will have to pay a little bit more. The next thing is going to be the battery. You're simply going to have to swap out the battery eventually on all Quartz watches, and to do so, you're either going to have to pop the back off yourself with special tools or take it to somebody, and that can be kind of a pain. And at the price you pay for a Quartz watch, a lot of people will just throw them in a junk drawer and end up with a pile of watches that need battery replacements. I see that at flea markets every time I go, bags and bags of watches. Now, that kind of goes, again, in waves. You can pick up a Citizen, something like this, where you're going to have a pretty decent option with the Eco Drive solar movement, where you won't have to swap out that battery. And there's also G-Shocks that have 10-year battery life, so there are definitely ways around having some type of Quartz watch battery replacement. Now, general quality. The quality of a Quartz watch, especially at the prices that they sell them for, are a lot of times a lot lower than an automatic counterpart. And that's simply because people are willing to pay a little bit more for an automatic movement, because a lot of times people are buying automatic movements are watch enthusiasts. They're not just buying it to tell time. They're buying it for the looks of a watch, the feel of an automatic movement, and they're willing to pay a little bit more. So companies put more time, effort into materials, case materials, strap options, crystals, the movement in general. And so a lot of times you're just going to get a better quality watch. But a lot of companies like TOG, like Citizen, like Tissot have a lot of really nice Quartz movement watches. Again, there's always exception, but in general, the quality is just going to be a touch less, and there are nowhere near watches on the market that are Quartz movements competing with companies like Tudor, Rolex, and Omega. They just simply don't exist. And to spin off of that, the fourth reason is resale value. A lot of guys will just simply not pay a lot on the resale market for a Quartz watch like they would for an automatic. Again, most people wearing Quartz watches are generally wearing them as a watch. They're not worried about reselling them, and there's just not a resale market out there. Again, there are exceptions to Tissot, TOG, Citizen. There are a lot of good watches that hold their value in that Quartz community. But most of the automatic movements that I've seen, even smaller companies, even micro brands and AliExpress kind of watches with those Seiko automatic movements that even start at $60 to $70 still hold their resale value insanely well compared to another $60 or $70 Quartz watch. I think it's just because the enthusiast community loves to buy, sell, and trade, and you haven't had to pop that back open and get into the watch or break that waterproof seal on an automatic movement like you would do with the Quartz. So I think they just hold their value a little bit better on the secondary market. But again, that's just what I'm seeing. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And the last thing is the sweeping movement. When you look at a Quartz watch, you're going to see a tick. But something like a high beat auto like this Tudor right here with that sweeping hand motion just can't be really mimicked with most Quartz watches. I think there's a few Quartz watches on the market that have tried to do this, but there is nothing like that sweeping hand on an automatic movement that just brings you joy when you are a watch enthusiast. It's pretty slick, and you can and get that sweeping hand movement, even on very affordable automatic movements like a lot of those Seiko micro brands or Miyota micro brands. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Did I flame the Quartz watch a little bit too much? Do you guys wear them on a daily basis? I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions and any of the reasons to not buy them as well. That would be great. But don't worry, guys, we will be doing a video on why you will want a Quartz watch in the future. Subscribe so you don't miss it. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.